Good evening guys, Neil Cook, Spirit Medium here. It's nearly 6 o'clock, it's almost sundown. Myself, Shane and Vicky are driving to Whorlton Castle in Swainby. We're going to have a little recce there in the rest of the light, and then obviously we're going to make our way around the location in the pitch black dark. We're going to do a live broadcast from there. Obviously you will see that very shortly. Right Shane, we brought you up to the northeast of England. You're here in the North Yorkshire moor. We're on our way to Swainby Castle, or Whorlton Castle as it's known as. You watch the road, you. As much as I've yacked on about this location and told you, what are your expectations for this location?
Well, I'm wanting to be picked up and floated across the entire castle by a poltergeist.
I'm sure we can arrange that. Yeah.
But, it's possibly not very likely to happen, but I'm actually I'm really looking forward to it, because we go to Whorlton Castle quite often. You've been with us down in the well, it's North Yorkshire, so well, it's the same county, but because of the historic relevance of this castle as well, it's just. Did you say the one Mary Queen of Scots there? And
yes, you did.
So it's I love history, so I just want to experience it, soak up the atmosphere and see if something happens. That's just a bonus. Just being at the castle alone is brilliant. So
now, being a sensitive person, which you are, and not only have I confirmed that from my psychic ability, but from what I've seen from yourself whilst working with you, this building is a mass block of limestone. It's been erected since the 13th, 14th century. It's seen battle, it's seen trauma, as well as the rest of the residual energy. You being the sensitive one, what do you think you'll pick up from this?
Well, like you say, possibly residual, but hopefully something intelligent, so we can actually try to communicate with it. But it's like you say about the sensitivity for myself, it's still quite new and it's still quite confusing at times. Sometimes I know if someone's actually there at the side of me. Sometimes I might know a bit more detail, like the male or the quite negative or whatever, but sometimes it's just there's someone at the side of me now. I can tell there's something's a bit weird, my stomach's gone a bit funny, or I'm getting a bit tingly. So it's different every time, but I just can't wait now. We're getting quite close, I think.
Right, here we are. We're approaching the fortress, the castle. We're on Castle Bank Lane, hence the incline and the name of the place. Just in the distance there between the trees, you can probably just make out the back end of the fortress, and we're just going to pull up to the front of it now. Right, here we are. We're at the Roman fortress, the gatehouse as it's also known as, and some people call it Swainby Castle or Whorlton Castle. It's a very old gatehouse which stood on the crossroads of a point where the Roman soldiers used to cross, going from one location to another. Right, whether you can see me or not, I'm up on the top level of the castle. Over that area there I've just walked from, which is a spiral staircase which leads to the bottom. And then there's a little storm drain here which would have carried the water off, and it brings me over onto this side of the castle. Top floor, there's a corridor through there. Obviously it walks right away around the skin of the building over to this side, and then it would come over here into the skin, and I think that this side is a single skin only. It is. Right, I'm now on the inside of the walls of the castle. I should have brought me infrared illuminator to make this just a little bit brighter. There's a few poles up above me just to strengthen the walls of this location. I guess I'm somewhere in the middle of the castle now, and just looking out, we've got Vicky down there taking pictures, and I've got Chain directly below me just there, and that's the location I've just been over seconds ago. Now this actually takes me down to the next level below, so obviously there would have been a way of getting up here without the way I've had to do it, which is climb. And then there's another set of stairs which would have took you down there as well. Hello? Anyone there? Hello? Hello? And this is the spiral staircase which would have led to the top, as you can see, the circle, and then we come back down through this mesh which wouldn't have been here, then all the way down these stairs here. Going all the way back up there to the top floor.
Right, I've texted him back.
Right, there's an energy of a gentleman here, but I want to place him here from youth first. Whether he was a sibling to the family who lived here, and maybe because of how he was or who he was, or whether he was kind of autistic or special with respect, he was kind of pushed back to the back of the premises, so no one interacted with him. Or like maybe they were ashamed of him or something like that.
Yeah.
But his energy is here, and I can't, as of yet, give a date, time, or why this energy is here. The young man I'm talking about, if you can interact with us, I know you're an astral spirit, you're here back and forth in visitations, but if you can connect with our energy now, and this device which Shane is using now, we're here with the utmost respect to communicate with you. And if you can give us your name or anything, we would really appreciate that.
Andy.
Yeah. Either Andy or David. Who and either. This is the Echo Box, by the way. Highly recommended. Just leave that there.
If the spirit energy is called Andrew, can you say yes?
It sounded like yeah.
Just go at the back end of it if it will.
Do you think that that'll be strong enough to pick this up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like he said Andrew again as well, right?
Can you confirm that your name's Andrew for us, please?
Andrew, if you're here with us now, can you tell me what I'm doing with my hands?
Pray. Did that say pray then?
I'm sure it did, yeah.
If Spirit's here with us now, can you tell me one more time, please, what I'm doing with my hands? I doing with my hands?
What? But
Did it keep saying me, or am I imagining it?
Pray.
You said pray then,
I think
definitely.
it said pray.
Thank you for that. We appreciate that. Can you tell me how old you were? The spirit who's connected here. How old were you?
8.
8. It said 8.
Yeah, definitely, I heard 8. I heard 8. Crazy.
I did see he was here from a very young age.
Hello?
Yeah. Either Adele's here or...
What is your surname, Andrew? The spirit who we communicate with. What's your surname? What was your second name?
Do you think he's quite frustrated? Because that... What?
White.
It's getting really, like, a bit more aggressive. You know, when I says, do you think he's quite frustrated and he's changed his tone? I've gone, like, goosebumping now. That's, because, you know, when I come down here, I didn't know if it wasn't the normal negativity what I felt. You know, like when I go to Spofford and I get the intimidating one. It felt a bit angry, but possibly more, you know what I mean? Because I'm not really used to it as much, but that's why I might be thinking, is it frustration rather than anger and like hate, like negativity?
The energy of this gentleman, if I was to bring him into modern age now, he would be in a mental asylum.
Yeah.
Right, so
Lost his mind.
he's lost his mind, whether it's due to how he was treated or how it was something which he had from birth. Like I said, I can bring him here at a very young age. And he's
Are you saying, you know,
on the very right end.
Yeah, not the top window, the one just below it. There's like 2 windows.
Yeah.
It's like the corner. In this corner of it, there's someone just like stood watching us. Can you only? Is it me, or is it like the back of the building what you can see through it, or is it? You know what I mean?
Isn't that
there's like a
window
bay,
there?
there's like a giant bay window.
With
There's
a
like
cross like
yeah,
that?
in the bottom square of the cross, right on the left hand corner. It's like there's like just a figure watching us. But I don't. It could be the
Trick of the
building on the other side. What I can see.
No, there's no. This side's higher than the other side, so.
Because of our angle and the angle.
It just
will go
looks
down.
like someone's there.
If spirit's here with us in this castle, in this gatehouse, and your energy is grounded here as astral, can you show yourself in one of them windows up there, please? Can you walk past one of them windows for us, please?
I think that's charged up now. Right, by the way, if you're wondering, this is a charger. Well, I've got power in this, and the keeper's phone charged up for live streaming.
Come on, Andrew, you were doing really well. Can you speak with us again, please?
Just go and go.
Andrew, come close to us. Come and tell us that you're here. Can you say yes for me?
Now, I know this
Will I
name.
leave on here?
I know this name is very fitting for the era of this place, but I really want to say the name Elizabeth, and I know it's talked about a lot in a lot of the things we do, but this. Oh, is this here? You all right?
You alright, mate?
Lads,
You are sorry?
what are you on with?
It's a paranormal investigation.
Hello guys, we've just been stopped in our tracks. We were doing a bit of a séance there and a few call outs for spirit. One of the owners of this land, which although it belongs to English heritage, it still has someone who owns it as well, and he's just popped along to make sure we were being good people. Sorry for the disturbance. You will hear it in the previous conversation, which it's now past tense, but yeah, we're we're going to crack on now, and we've also got a future location to go to as well. Right, we're looking to connect to a spirit who's here. Just before we paused there, I got a strong connection with a lady's name called Elizabeth, and it does fit this area. It does feel right, this name. It's one of them names given to you, and I can place it here. We're going to work with the Equivox as well and see if we can get that as well. And also we got a modern name as well, which was David. A little bit too modern for my liking, but
Andrew.
sorry, apologies. It was Andrew.
You wanted to say David last time.
Yeah, it was the name Andrew. Very modern, but we're going to work with it anyway because it could be after this era, after this fortress was built. It could well be something more modern that some person who very much loved this place is connected here. But the initial feel of this energy which is here, and whether it is the Andrew we're talking about, I also want to say that like you heard me say on the camera, if this guy was modern age now, then he would be in special care because of his mental mind, which he's shown me he has. So let's see if we can connect with him. We'll crack on and see if we can get you some evidence for you guys.
It's the Echo Box, and it's basically, if you need any more information about what it is, just message us and we'll happily show you. And it's just on a Bluetooth speaker, just to make it a bit louder than the speaker on the actual tab. So I'll just start it going, and then hopefully we can connect again.
I wonder if he's shown himself as very young because of his mind.
Possibly.
And he could be an older person, but obviously he had a mind of someone very, very young. So that could be the case as well, we need to consider. But that spirit could, that spirit who's given me this feeling, the energy of this person, if you would like to communicate with us in your way now, please. If you can communicate to us. My name's Neil. I'm here with the utmost respect. This is Andrew, this is Vicky. We're looking to make communication with you.
Andrew. It's Andrew we're trying to connect with.
Yeah.
I'm Shane.
Shane.
You called him Andrew.
Sorry, too many names for one night.
Andrew's at home.
And the energy and the name which I'm given, which is Elizabeth. Come on, Elizabeth, if you were connected here now, and I'm getting this name for the right reason, can you communicate with us, please? Elizabeth. I'm being told Elizabeth isn't here as in connected and grounded, and I know where I'm going with Elizabeth now, to the churchyard, but that's where I want to be taken with her.
Okay.
Not straight away, but that's where I want to be taken with her.
Okay. I've probably debunked the person. You know, if you remember in the last clip, which it will be edited to the front of this clip, when I thought I saw someone up there, it was probably the owner of this actual land checking to see that we weren't spraying graffiti or anything.
Spying on us.
So I can safely say that one's debunked. I won't want to say it's paranormal now. At least it proves I'm not mad. Anyway.
Actually, guys, we're actually doing a hunt tonight, Saturday. Is it the 14th or 15th?
Could be the 16th.
But it is a night of a full moon as well. I'm just going to check. It's the 15th of October, Saturday, and we have got a full moon rising through the castle we have.
Looks quite
eerie.
Yeah. It's you can't see what we can see, but we'll spin the camera around before we press stop and just let you see exactly what we can see from here.
Silhouette of the castle with a moon behind it. Awesome.
Yeah. Very drawing you in.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Spirit, we're working with you now, please. Come and make communications with us. We're here with the utmost respect.
Yes.
It's my fault. On the EVP. Yeah.
If Spirit's here with us, that we haven't connected to, can you shout out your name, please? Shout out your name.
Is that David? You said it twice, didn't it?
David.
David, I know you've confirmed this, but for the camera, can you tell me what I'm doing now, please? What am I doing now with my hands? Come on, David, see if you can manipulate this device which we have here and use your energy to communicate with us. What am I doing with my hands? What is this sign, David?
Had to show it to the camera so they can. You said cross, didn't it?
Yeah.
Hopefully you heard that, guys. Just as you were showing it as well.
David, can you tell us how many people are stood in here with us? How many people can you see? 6?
6 and 5 I heard then. So is that including 2 spirits as well? Or possibly can. Is he not able to do it? Did he just say spirits?
I thought it said
Yeah,
spirit.
yeah. So he's so I says 5 and I says is that 2 spirits as well and he said spirits. Quite like this because you don't get a white noise like you do.
Yeah, the spirit box. David, if you're here now, can you tell me what you used to do here? Why are you here? Why are you here, David?
Was there a big fire here? Can you tell me if there was a big fire? Why am I showing flames right up to the ceiling and licking out of the windows? Please confirm fire. Did someone get injured here? Hurt? Who got injured here? Who got burnt?
That's a burn.
I think possibly, but I can't, I'm not 100%.
David, can you tell me why the fire started?
Self.
Why did the fire start, David? For some reason, I've got goose pimples all over my body.
I did earlier.
Yeah. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like we're being.
I have goose
It's,
ears.
it's really weird feeling.
My hairs are standing up on end.
There's a feel of entrapment, but this energy is, I believe you're picking up the energy of this male who's confined here for whatever reason, and I feel like I want to say I can't go any further that way because I'm locked up in this area of this, whatever this place was, and I believe it's the footprint of the rest of the building which went that way, as the evidence shows on the side of the building, but we've kind of come right through to the back of the building and down into a cellar or dungeon. There's some steps there which you can't see on the camera anyway, it's too dark. And we're in like the basement end of the castle, probably the only basement part of the building. But he's trapped here for some reason. He was either put here on purpose because of his mental ability to communicate or behave. And I also want to say that, because as I was stood looking up at that wall, through your shadow I could see flames licking out, not just where your shadow was, but, and it's not related to this recent campfire someone's had, it's a bigger fire, it's big flames. Whether this was started, did you start this fire, David? Andrew? Did you start this fire? See, yes, if it was you. Did you start this fire in this part of the building?
Did you cause the fire?
Tell me it was an accident if it was. How old are you, please?
No.
I think it said no then to the last question. So not the question of how old it was was it an accident? And I think it said no.
I think he either tried to kill himself or he did kill himself with this fire. Because if you're trapped in here,
The only one reason why you would start a fire, isn't it, to kill you? Like if you're trapped down here.
or for someone to open the door to try to put out a fire and you can escape. Maybe I've seen too many Hollywood films, but